and welcome to episode 102.
Hey,
Jonathan, how you doing?
I'm good, Kirby. We've fully crested the centenary now.
100%. We've got a fantastic guest, an absolute legend in the community,
Yeah.
someone who is absolutely awesome, and someone who's going to be at Wild again. I cannot wait.
The man, the myth.
Mr. Mike Puckett, the certification guy.
Hey guys, how you doing?
I'm sure I've got a button for applause somewhere.
Really good, Mike. How are you?
There it is.
There we go. Yep.
It's on the other side, so I get confused. Mike, how are you doing? You're looking amazing, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, everything's great here. Normal winter weather. Not where you guys get all the time, but yeah, things are great.
Yeah, our snow's just gone, Mike. We're back in the rain.
You're lucky you got snow.
It's more forecast next week, Kirby. Don't you worry.
I think in the U.S. I saw this morning there was like the below zero, like around 30 degrees below zero in Fahrenheit.
Ooh, that's really cold.
Yep.
Minus 34 degrees C. Very cold.
Especially with those numbers, yes, that's for sure.
But yes, you're making the journey to World again, Mike.
Yes, yeah. I was trying to remember how many years it's been. I think the first year I went, of course, I was a customer back then. Might have been SOLIDWORKS World, probably 2003 or 4 back then. So I remember when the first year when I went, it was in New Orleans, and the offsite event was at that a factory where they make the floats for Mardi Gras.
Okay.
And I was hanging out and walking around. I didn't know anyone back then at all, And I sat
we've all
down
been there.
Yes, and I sat up at a bar stool, and a guy sits next to me and starts asking me like, "Oh, what do you use SolidWorks for?" and this or that, and really nice guy, And then about 10 minutes later, he takes off he goes, and then someone walks over and says, "Oh, how was it? Was it nice talking to John Herstick?" And I said, "Who's John Herstick?" Because back then I didn't know anyone, But I always remember that even though he was literally the CEO from the company and everything that he had done, right? He took the time to sit down with me as a customer with only 2 or 3 seats. For him, he didn't care. It was all about the community aspect of those type of events, So it's probably one of those memories that I'll always remember forever.
Nice. You've been to a few worlds, Mike, obviously.
Yeah, and that's why community is such a huge part of this event. And it was, with COVID and stuff like that, was difficult those 2 years in a row when no one was allowed, But going there, those are some of the best times ever, in a career type of environment, right? But like you guys as well, it's I see you guys more as just as friends now instead of just
100%.
Customers and things like that, So that's why this kind of conference, next week or whatever it is, those 5 or 6 days are some of the best days of the year, And that was one of the things that Hershey used to talk about back in the day. That was for employees was to recharge their emotional batteries.
100%. Like you get exhausted, but you go back recharged.
Exactly. In a world of AI wanting to be everything, right? And everyone wants to talk about AI on top of AI with anti-AI, HII, all whatever stuff is, That's fine. You can look into that stuff, but there's one connection that AI can never do, and that's that human connection and emotion. Yes. And you can't program that from a computer into a brain or the other way. I don't think a computer will be able to do that.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think it's, AI will be there, but not where we need it for everything.
As you know, me and Kirby met at World. My first World. Kirby became my associate drinking buddy for the year, and from there we've taken off.
I mean,
we started this to keep in touch, didn't we, Kirby, between the world.
yeah. I mean, speaking of
A
drinking,
staple of the world.
should we play a little jingle that we like to call WATD? What are they drinking?
I see
There
what
you
you've done.
Yeah, I even wrote that down to make sure I got it right. It's a little
Nice
skit
work.
where we find out what each other drink. I've got a little jingle for it. I'm just talking because I can't find it. Here it is.
Oh, they've moved things again.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Ding. Ching. What are they drinking? I've got music.
Oh, has he got the jazz? There she is.
There it is. I've moved my soundboard from that side to that side, and it's confusing me way too
Everything's
much.
backwards.
But this little segment, we find out what we're drinking, because it's kind of like we're hanging out in one of the bars after a Monday night at World. So all of those of you at home, Todd hanging out there, Jeff as well, good to see you.
Yes. Todd's
Ken,
normally.
good to see you there. Tank as well. Let us know what you're drinking. And I'll start with our good old guest, Mike. You showed us a little earlier. You got a little something special.
Yeah, so it's a cherry Coke Zero that's printed in a Bamboo Labs printer that's literally sitting right over here, that you guys literally told me about to look into when I was thinking that I wanted to get back into doing things I used to enjoy. And so without you guys, have me get to that point, I appreciate all the help you guys gave me for that.
More than welcome. We
feel like-
enjoy helping.
I feel like with the amount of people in the community, people in the chat, us three, the amount of us that are using Bamboo Labs, it's about time they came to World.
Hey, I'll tell you what, it is. The amount of posts I've been doing on my dead socials in the last few weeks as well, Kirby. It's about time someone noticed that.
Yeah.
They're not going to be in Houston with us yet, right? Not this year, maybe, right? That I know of.
No. There's going to be some printers there that some
Yeah.
people are bringing for the Maker Zone, purely because of how quick and easy they are to work with. But they're not there on official capacity. But Mike, you said you're drinking cherry Coke in that lovely Spaceballs helmet.
Yes.
Lord Helmet, I think is his name.
Lord, yeah.
Johnny?
Yeah,
Well, I've slightly overpoured my drink, which is why my camera keeps going blurry, like my vision might later. I've got a Jack Daniels and Coke, and I've given it some peach smoke this week, Kirby, after spilling it everywhere. So I'll have the Hoover after this.
Well, Johnny, I saw you were going a bit fancy with your whiskey, so I decided also because it's a special occasion to have some of the Whistle Pig single barrel.
Oh, he's dug it out.
On the rocks, I've got little frozen stones.
He's
in
gone very exotic here.
But I do have in my little fridge.
Reserve. Oh, you can hear the fridge. R2D2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good sounds and all.
Camden, something to wash it down, basically.
Camden Pale.
Yeah, it's leftovers from the weekend.
Oh yeah. Very nice.
But Mike, you've recently gotten back into 3D print. Well, into 3D printing, and making your own stuff. I know you got an A1, and I think you've got a X1 carbon.
X1 carbon. Yeah, so that's this is done in the X1 carbon filament. I just started playing around with things that I was thought I was most I guess that I enjoyed so much, the emotional things that I used to enjoy, stuff like that. And when you guys helped me with the a little kind of trinket that I wanted to print to give to the guys and the friends at the stadium that I go to
Yes.
for the NFL football games, and I had one here. I thought I was gonna kept one, but I didn't. And so you guys helped me, and we went to that very last game, and I gave them away to the people that in the same parking lot where we hang out for a few hours, every game. And I just wanted to give them something that to pay them back, I guess, in some ways, letting them know
100%.
that, that I enjoyed being a part of that kind of community of people, because I felt I felt normal there, I guess, you know, because they knew my story. They saw what I had to go through the last 2 years in a row and stuff like that with them and stuff like that. And they love it, you know? And so I just wanted to give them something. Like I go, I mean, here's something you can always remember about me, you know, that you can think forever, keep forever, you know? And so I passed them all out and stuff like that. And so it's again, it's part of that whole community thing. And I know at the football games, it's nothing about SOLIDWORKS, but that community is the same thing with the SOLIDWORKS community.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know, if there's no community there, it's worth it. It's worthless. You know,
100%.
They turned out nice, Mike. They turned out very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like that was interesting. Like you came to us with a problem. I kind of looked at how you can do it, but at the same time, my own like intrigue was like, how can this be done? I mean, we recommended you get a Bamboo Labs before even Jonny and I had one, because we knew within the 3D printing community, that's what everybody was using. And now we have our own ones, and we're kind of like, yeah, these are pretty dope and pretty easy to work with.
Yeah, I was trying not to send too many emails from you guys asking questions.
Fire away.
Because I didn't want, you know, the free tech support and stuff like that. And I just started digging through areas where I could find things, you know. And so getting a little better and better. So I can only imagine what I make by the end of next year to give away and see how that works, you know.
Yeah, you I feel like you're in that natural maker's arc of you've got this machine and you're printing stuff, but you're printing stuff off Maker World and all that stuff. But immediately with the Raiders token that you made, the little keyring, that was something you needed to make but didn't exist, and you worked to get tools and got those files made. And like that's the natural progression I've seen a lot of people do is they get the machine, they download what they can print, and then they want to make more custom stuff. They learn how to customize, and then that eventually leads them to actually getting some sort of 3D modeling software and actually making stuff for themselves.
Yeah, and that was kind of where it started with me as well. I mean, when I joined SOLIDWORKS in 2005 or 2008, 2009, you know, I didn't have a degree and stuff like that, and I still don't, you know. But I was working hard to learn the things that I enjoyed, and spending those years and meeting more and more users. It just that creativity that in a part of a community like that just changed everything. And I sent a message to Jeff Mirasola. I think he was on. He might be on right now. Him and I, some years ago, we were at SOLIDWORKS World, and the last day or whatever, and he asked me a question. We started talking about certifications and things like that, and he said, "Why don't you? I mean, is CSWP is that going to be it forever? You know, I mean, we all have that now. I mean, what's next?" I said, well, "That's a good question, you know." And you know, I started looking into it and stuff like that, and so that I told Jeff, "Okay, I have a deal for you. Next year when I see you, I'm going to have a new exam just for you because of that." And it's going to be maybe expert level. We didn't even know at the time what it was going to call. And I said, but whatever it is, I want you to sit down on Sunday morning and take the exam and let me know how it goes, you know. And he a year ago or a year later, there he was, and he sat down and he came back and he says, "Impressive exam." And I don't remember if he actually passed it or not, but I think I just gave it to him as a thanks for that, because the guy, he's smart, you know, and stuff like that. And so just again, a community thing, right? And then when I reached out to him last week that I was going to be on the podcast, he says, "Oh," I asked him, I go, "When am I going to see you at 3D Experience World again?" And he says, "Well, actually, I'm going to be there at the CAD Monkey dinner." I said, "Honest, that's great, you know." So we're going to sit down and have and chat a little bit, and to think about the old days, you know.
Yes.
But that's how it works. I mean, if there's no connection with people in a community, there's no reason for it.
Yes.
Yep, there's the key. There's the keychains right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I dug out a photo, Mike, while you were talking.
Yep.
But yeah, they turned out amazing.
Yeah. And I know it's a weird thing to think about, and that but when I see those little keychains, even right now, it just kind of gives me that the emotional, paycheck that I need, because I'm able to do something that I enjoy, and that I like.
No, it's great to see, Mike.
Yeah, that's why I always like seeing what you guys make, with your printers and stuff like that, and what you guys do with the podcast there, and then running around the hallways and doing interviews and stuff like that. I know it's a lot of hard work for you guys, but it does seem like you guys you drink quite a bit there, which is good. And as long as one of you don't, when of you guys broke your leg back then at one point, right? Or
Yeah, that was my first world.
there you go. Yep, I remember that. Yeah,
He started with a bang, didn't he?
And that
And a
was
crack.
yes,
the
yep.
CSWE party.
There it is. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Rules were made.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's any information about this year's CSWE event that's been out yet.
Yeah, I mean, I have all the information. I mean, it's literally sitting right there on a something I printed out right there. Of course, I don't run that event anymore. I'm just a byproduct of it, and whatever they ask me to do, if they want me to go open a door, I'll do anything. So, I mean, literally, this you can probably hear there's stuff right here that's literally going to Houston, right? But that's not my thing to give out or to tell people,
Fair enough.
But I'm pretty sure over the next week or so, leaks will come out with, where the event's going to be at and what we're going to do and all this other stuff. I mean, at this point, every little finer point detail is done right now,
Excellent.
And so, I know, knowing how my colleagues work and stuff like that, it's going to be one of the best events again. It's all it always is.
Excellent. Now, get a wider picture of your office there. You've got quite a bit of Lego in the background.
Yep.
I know before your stroke, you were quite into building Lego, and I know it's one thing that been looking to get back into, and I've asked this question I think once or twice now at these annual Mike Puckett events. Have you built any new Lego sets?
I have 2 sets that are, well, maybe like I guess 2.5 sets. One of them is just sitting right here in a bag. I started with the real small one. Of course, I was able to find the F1. I'm a huge F1 fan. And so I bought the Red Bull one. And I know as easy as Lego makes their instructions, and stuff like that. For me, it's hard, because it's steps on tops of steps, and and so again, I wish I did those things in the past, and maybe down the road I'll be able to do them again. They're cool what they can do with them and stuff like that. So it's fun.
I mean, I'm curious because Lego do make digital instructions that basically have a 3D model that you can actually rotate.
Yeah.
Versus having a booklet. I wonder if that would be easier for you to work with.
It could be, yeah, and again, not to to find little things I can pick apart and say that it's bad for me or this or that. It's you guys know what I'm pretty sure you guys have a thumb drive right next to you somewhere right now, right? And is it you? Yeah, exactly. And now is it USB A or is it USB C? And also, whatever happened to USB B? Did they ever make one? I don't know. And so when I was in the hospital, after the hospital, when I would come home, and I would look at these computers and think I have no idea what these things are. Literally starting with everything, And so I was able to find like, okay, well, if I need to move something around digitally, there's got to be something like that, right? And I went on Amazon, and it's like, oh, they have these thumb drive things, and it's USB-C. With a Mac, it's all USB-C now, right?
Yeah.
And so trying to find a USB-C or a USB-A, I was literally running around my house trying to find one, And so I got this little cool device that I'm gonna. It's something I'm gonna give away to some people. That it's a thumb drive that has on one side it has USB-A, and on the other side it's USB-C, and it has a keychain. And so that's something that you can put in their pocket and use both of them, And for me, it's something that I'll always remember about that part, not even understanding what the two were.
Yeah.
But there it is, So again, I mean, I guess making those kind of cool emotional connections, I guess, kind of helps for the most part,
Yeah. I mean, you were showing me a USB stick before. We were chatting that had some SOLIDWORKS branding on it.
Yep. Yeah. They're in this little bag right here. I mean, they're little small giveaways to guys on the team, They over the last year or so, it's a little bit difficult, that having to, I guess, to have to deal with me sometimes, and going through the things that I've had to go through, and I try to keep it quiet so they don't have to worry about that, because that's not their job and stuff like that. We're just trying to produce a program that everyone wants to be a part of, and so I made these things. I had them printed and sent to me, and they literally just came in the mail like last week or so, and it was like a month ago or so when I thought about doing this, and so that's what I'm going to give away to those guys and stuff, and some of those key friends that I want to give those two away, to say thanks for all the help they gave me over the last few years, because without them, life would not be much more fun at all. I
mean, just like your Raiders keyrings.
Exactly. Yeah. That we only get to what, 2 games this year, or something like that, But the last game this year, when the Raiders won, and I'm sorry to Kristen Wilson if she's listening like that. I know she's a huge Bills fan, and yes, I think that the Bills should have won that game. I agree. But it's fun, and if I run into her at the conference, I'm still going to try and find to see when she's ever going to come to a Raiders game here in town with me, and to go hang out and see the stadiums like that, because we have a few Bills fans that come to every game, and this lady that's always there. It's always fun there, and all this kind of trinket stuff like that.
Yeah, we all know we get lots of free stuff at World.
I'm debating whether to try and go backpackless on the way out this year, Kirby, to save some space coming back.
I mean,
last year I retired one while I was at the event, so I didn't have to bring 2 back.
I think the trick is always to pack more space in your luggage when you get there before.
Yeah,
because when you leave, it's going to be, yep. Or you're going to have to head to Walmart or somewhere else and buy another bag.
Yeah, I did that last year.
Yeah, you did go to Disney though last year, Kirby. That's like, I'm surprised it was just 1 bag.
I mean, going to Disney with all the World stuff, we had to sacrifice some bits.
Yeah, I had to make some decisions as well in the hotel room coming back. Retiring the backpack was one of them. I purposely took a bag that was hanging on.
Yeah. Well, Casey says an expandable suitcase, and Tom
there you go. Yeah.
Sacrifice some things in LA. I mean, we've all had to make that decision of it's time to.
And that was.
Go on, Mike.
So mentioning Kristen Wilson or Kristen Wilson, she at the F1 race here in town this past year, I went to go meet with a student. Her and her mother and dad were at the race, and I ran into them because the lady that I bought my F1 tickets from, the vendor, when I went to buy my tickets, probably 6 or 8 months before, I went and I was chatting with her and stuff like that, and sharing my story with her and stuff like that. And then at one point I mentioned, of course, something about SolidWorks. It's always about SolidWorks, right? And she says, oh, you mentioned SolidWorks a few times. I think my cousin is actually using that software, so like that. I go, well, send me an email. I can get in touch with her. So her and her mom and dad came to the race, and then one of those days in the morning we went and had coffee, and I sat with the girl. She was 15 at the time, and asking me questions about SolidWorks, and because she'd gone to in school, she's learning that stuff, and she kind of wants to be a mechanical engineer. And nice. I was telling her, I go, this is the perfect future that for someone for you could do right now. I go, you're a female, and it's mechanical engineering. Those almost impossible to find workers like that, And I go, and based on what you like, and after that hour-long conversation, I go, you're very smart. I can only imagine what you're going to make down the road, And so we chatted for a good hour or so, and then the parents came over, and I met them, and it's just nice because the father, he said, I wanted to because I had given her a backpack, SolidWorks backpack, right? So this comes back to Kristen. I had asked them about 2 or 3 weeks before that, can you send me some swag to give away? And Kristen's they're always busy, and there's no reason they need to deal with a person like me most of the time, So I just found things in my closet, and so the dad gave me this stuff, and one of them was a metal type of thing. It's like a challenge coin from the Navy, the U.S. Navy, and he says we only get this because of what we do in their positions. And I said, I'm greatly appreciate that you did that for me. I go, but I can't take that from you. I mean, that's yours. And he says, you're getting our daughter. I mean, you're going to change her life. You probably don't know that yet, but you have. And so that's the littlest thing that we can do to say thanks. And I said, well, I appreciate that. I said, when they're down the road, I go, when that girl makes $20 million, hopefully she'll give me like at least $10 or something like that, and a Starbucks gift card or something like that, But that's the community that we have here, and that's the one thing that just I don't know how any other competitor can even be close to it, And that's why the experience world is what it's about, and all that stuff. And I mean, anyone that's watching right now that has still not gone, do whatever you can to go at least once,
Yeah.
I mean, put it on a credit card, because I'm pretty sure once you get back, you're going to do everything you can to do it again the next year. And then over time, then you'll be the person making the money to do all that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen many people actually get career opportunities just by going. There's so much you can get out of attending, and I really hope that she ends up going to World one year.
Yeah, she's a she's a Mercedes fan, so which is fine. I'm a Red Bull fan, as long as it wasn't she wasn't a McLaren fan, because I do not like McLarens and their team. Sorry about that, whoever loves McLarens, but it is what it is.
Johnny, what team do you support?
You know what, Kirby, I don't really support teams. I just enjoy watching it. But I was going to ask for Mike's opinion on the new regulations and stuff this year, and teams. What do you think to Red Bull's new color scheme?
It's cool. They're going back to the shiny stuff.
It kind of looks a little vintage now, going back to shiny after so many years of matte paint.
It does. And I'm a huge Max Verstappen fan, and it's not because of his multiple championship and stuff like that. It's not. You can see when he wins a race, or he's always talking about what he's looking at. The race here in town, when going there and to watch that, not only just to watch the race, but then to watch him win the race at night in front of the Bellagio fountains with fireworks and a drone show with Mickey Mouse there. I mean, that was every little thing that I enjoyed because last year, at the beginning of the season, he was winning every race. And then they started changing things, right? And then they couldn't, you get halfway through the race. And at the end of the very last race, the one in Vegas, they always have on the podium, they always have someone from that team that gets to go on the podium for the trophy, right? The girl that they put on the for there was she was the strategist for the team. Nowhere even close to the team boss or the marketing director or this like that. It was the girl that had worked on the strategy, and that was what changed where they were to win that race. So Max Verstappen took the time to make sure that she got pointed out that she did this, and we should make sure that she enjoyed that, And so I'm pretty sure she'll do anything that he needs in the future just because of that. And in an environment when you have when you're looking for team members that can work when you need them, that's how it works. So, but yeah, so the regulations, everyone's starting all over again, right? I mean now we have a 12 or it's two more teams, right? So 22 teams now, and we'll see how Cadillac does, and then was it Ford now bought into their race team now as well. So F1 is not just coming from your side of the pond. Yep. I mean, we have 3 races here now in the US.
Yeah.
I struggle with the whole Cadillac thing because I just think like Elvis Presley long Cadillac boat car on Formula One. You know what I mean?
Well, if you watch the after the race, they had those.
Yeah.
The comedian guy, remember? And it looked like it was a Lego car, right? That's what I mean. It was like a Lego car, and it looked like the pink Cadillac. And because Lego is part of F1 now.
Yep.
And it also made sense why Mickey Mouse was on there as well, is because now there's a connection with Disney and F1.
Yeah.
So.
I don't follow F1 closely in terms of the races. I enjoy watching the TV series Drive to Survive because I feel like kind of like what Max Verstappen did by highlighting the strategists. It shows the back end of Formula One. It shows what goes on behind the scenes.
Exactly.
Can be a bit dramatized, but it's you get to see that side of it. Not so much just the race, and I quite enjoy it. I mean, I do know who's kind of going to win towards the end of it, but it's not about that. And it also highlights the mid to low tier teams as well, what they have to go through.
Yeah, I mean, watching Max? I think he was second, in the driver's points right now, and he was only 3 points behind at that point. I mean, over the entire season, those 3 points, it came down to those 3 points.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's incredible to watch. I haven't watched I guess there's got to be the next season now, which would have been last year's, right?
Yeah.
I keep forgetting how to watch the stuff on Netflix, but yeah.
It usually comes out just before the next F1 season comes out.
Okay,
the next season of Drive to Survive.
Yeah, they just had all the car launches last week or so.
Yeah, I've seen a few dripping out. That's how I found out about obviously the Red Bull color change. But I think it's going to be interesting. You thinking Red Bull are going to do well then, Mike, or not?
I mean, again, it's everyone's cup of tea at this point, right? It depends on what they do. I mean, how much of it is it driving? I think a lot of it, for the most part, is the driver. I mean, when you could see how bad Red Bull was doing, and Max was literally still, getting on the podium, and instead you have other drivers that were winning races because of their car. I mean, the driver wasn't much part of it, for the most part, So it's incredible. Yeah, I mean, again, it's the behind the scenes things, like you said, right? And I walk around at the conference every year, and I always try to make sure to stop by and see the producer from Main Stage, Rich, because he's been there ever since before my day, and in listening to what they do and all the hard work and stuff like that, like they make it like it's nothing, right?
Yeah.
But they enjoy it so much. And a few years ago, he actually let me sit up in the production booth with headphones on, and that was cool. And it's just, again, a different things to see how things work, and that's why the conference is such a huge part, because knowing that the people in the company and the producers that are doing it to make it just like that, more than just a CAD conference, and so it's always fun.
Which it is. It's so much more. I mean, I've been to like injection molding and plastics conferences and 3D printing ones, and
Totally different.
even like the largest one in Europe, Formnext, and doesn't come close to the community and passion that you get at 3D Experience World.
No, even the production level, the main stage stuff and the lights and all the way it's presented is a tier above.
It's just, it blows your mind the first time you attend.
Oh,
You
I
go
never
into that
thought-
room, you see the size of the stage, the size of the production.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like how many moving light fixtures will be in that venue that week, or hundreds probably, right?
it's concert level. Like it's a full light rig, full screens, full stage, the whole thing. It's not just a guy or a girl at the front with a podium that stood there. Do you know what I mean? It's full on show, choreographed a lot.
Yep. I always try to sneak back in before they're still setting things up, And I walk around the room to sit down, and I just watch to see what they're doing, because that was kind of my hobbies back in the day, was production stuff for like lighting and stuff like that. I got into it a little bit, doing some weird stuff with the technical parts. Yeah, it's always crazy what they can do. And again, when they turn those lights off on Monday morning, I mean, it's incredible. And that's the same thing when the very first time when I went to SOLIDWORKS World back in the day, when they shut those lights, when they went out, it was like, okay, this is more than just a CAD conference then. I mean, what is this, And then seeing Vic Leventhal on stage, and talking and stuff, as fun as he was back then, when he was around still, it's incredible.
For me, it was people cheering for new features.
Yeah.
I was just like, I was getting into it. I was like, this is great. I mean,
Yeah.
Brad says he would love to sit backstage and watch the chaos. He does sound engineering and that for a couple of sports teams, hockey teams, and pyrotechnics and that for stage concerts and that stuff. And I mean, Casey says should have seen it back in the beginning with 600 of us in 2000.
Yeah, Palm Springs, I think, was one of the first ones like that. I mean, I can only imagine what that would have been like, back then. But yeah, the backstage actions and like that. It might have been last year, or the year before. It might have been the first year when I came back after my stroke and things like that. I wasn't working at that point. I was a guest at the conference, and but I was on stage on Monday or Wednesday, and one of the youngest CSWEs ever, I think he was like 15 at the time or something like that. He was there with his a couple of his friends that since then had built their own company now. The kid's literally, I call him a kid. He's 22 or so, or 24, somewhere around there. Yep. And we went backstage and just checking out to see what it was like. I mean, if you guys have never been on stage, hope you will in the future or whatever. Because I know that the other community guys, the Swuggen Raps, like that would produce a lot, or
Dan and Matt.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, for them, I remember that first year, they were always nervous, right? Because you walk in there, it's like oh my god, I mean, what am I getting into? But it was fun because I can remember when myself and Avellino, when we were on stage, probably the first year that him and I were on stage at SOLIDWORKS World, was to see what was going on and what we're going to do. And that was when Jeff Ray was CEO back then. And so there was myself and Avellino, and we did the golf putting thing. If you remember that some years ago, it's
Right.
literally online and in YouTube history somewhere. And him and I, we didn't make fun of him, but we joked around things at that point, because back then Jeff was kind of like a CEO that you could only talk to the CEO, right? And then there was they had this a hat that Avellino put on top of it. A putter's head or putter thing like that, little like a ball thing on top of it. It was funny. And at that point, I think a lot of people that thought okay, this is not Jeff Ray anymore. This is just a CEO from SOLIDWORKS in the community that we love now. And I think it changed his life as well,
I mean, we feel the same in terms of Manish.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, what a guy.
100%. I agree. Because he's R&D. He's not a sales guy, I mean, he does what he does because he loves it. And I'm pretty sure that's why,
I mean, I found it fascinating. I did a presentation with him at a show here in the UK. Develop 3D, their little show. And when I ran into him in the hotel for breakfast, he was on his own. He was at this conference all on his own. He didn't have an entourage with him or anything like that. And he was just walking around having a good time. Even at World, you just see him
With his
just
little-
visiting each of the booths.
He just has his little
Yeah.
satchel bag with him, and he just goes about his own business.
Yeah, I always on the guys on the teams like that, for the strokers like that, Daniel from our team. I would always have him you and I we're gonna head down on Sunday morning when they open the door or the doors, but the for registration, and so because there are gonna be questions about I think I have CCP, but I don't know if I do or this and that. I told them it's for the most part just watch how it works and why we do what we do,
Yeah.
and meeting those people, and that's where you see all your friends since the last year, right?
Yes.
And yes, Manish is just kind of like a friend for everyone else now as well now. You can walk into him, you can walk up to him with no question that you need, and he'll okay, where the restrooms at, and he'll literally either show you where it's at or walk you over to show you where the restrooms at, because that's what we all do, and that's why the SOLIDWORKS community it is what it is because of people like that.
I mean, you just had CS in Vegas recently. How would you compare that event? Because Dasso there goes as a vendor or as an exhibitor versus a host.
Or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you have the chance to search it on YouTube for the DS, the Dasso Systems booth, a tour of it. I mean, it was incredible. I would definitely say it was probably the most incredible CAD booth I've seen ever. I mean, it was just, and then going in there and what they talk about in terms the lifestyle stuff like that, especially with the healthcare stuff. Again, for me, a huge part of my life now is about trying to figure out how I can repair this brain like it used to be, to get me back to where it used to be. And knowing that there's companies like Dassault that works on that stuff, yeah, who knows, down the road they might be able to put something into my brain when I go to bed and I wake up the next day, life is back 100% back to normal, and that's software, and I'm pretty sure going to that booth and what they were showing like that, I go, it's the future. That's definitely the future, and I'm probably too old for that stuff, but who knows? But it's cool that we're a part of a something that we're a part of, that we can change people's lives.
Yeah, I think you met a team at CES, or you were asked to join at CES because Suchit had met a team that were working on stuff, the neurological device.
Yeah, and the whole story is, I mean, we didn't reach out to them or to find them. Suchit was, he was there, just probably looking to see startup companies to look into and stuff like that. And they ran into one that was about people that had strokes and to get the nerve endings to excite them again, to start working again. And we talked about that on stage. And the CEO, and he said unfortunately his recovery has been so fast already. Our device won't work for the most part anymore. He's past that already, which I was completely fine with, but had it not been for Suchit, reaching out to them, he would have made that happen, and I don't work for Suchit, I mean, eventually in the line of people, yes, I am, but he didn't care. Like, it's, to me, I was just a friend, because I used to be a customer of his back in the day and stuff like that. Yeah. And that's what the story was. And again, same thing with the other CEOs. Like, it's like, it doesn't matter what their position is. They love what they do. And that's why everything just makes it worth it. So, but yeah, if you ever get a chance to go to CES, I can't remember how many, it's literally every hotel on the strip, like even like other hotels, like, I mean, something like 160 to 180,000 people in town just for CES. I mean, it takes up this entire city.
Yeah,
gets booked. And it was when I walked, I parked nearby, and I knew I was going to walk quite a bit that day, but by the time I walked or got home at night, I think I had walked about 18 miles that day.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Hope you had decent shoes on, Mike.
Yep. That as well, knowing that is stiff as my leg gets for the most part, because it shuts down over time because it's too much for it, and then also because walking into or meeting so many people, literally thousands and thousands of people. A year ago before that, I would have shut down, and that's it. I would have headed home because it was too much for me. But there I was. I mean, I think I left my house probably about 9 in the morning, and I got back home around about 9 or 10 o'clock that night. And I would have enjoyed doing it the same thing the very next day, just like SOLIDWORKS World and 3D Experience World. Yeah, it's impressive. It's impressive. So now you guys have to go to a Raiders game with me, and then CES as well in the future.
100%. I mean, I've got my Vegas trip planned for April. I don't think you said there's no football games going on at that point.
Yeah, or what we call losses at Raider Stadium. But but Byron was the person that. I mean, he gives us those passes to go to CES because it's an industry conference, so you only get to go if you're a part of it,
Yeah, if you're invited in that.
And so they only give you so many passes, and so I'm grateful that Byron had given those to me, or twice now, and so I always said whatever I can to help him, I mean, those events team guys, I mean. Anything I can help with him, I will always help them because that's what makes everything work,
I mean, you've expressed it a very good way that, we all end up really good friends, like a family. Every year, World's a family reunion. Mm-hmm. All kicks off with the Cat Monkey, and then every night. As we may go off to our different events, but we come back into that same bar every night and we just carry on just networking and chatting. And I think the best part is meeting new people. Sunday has got the Joe Lance and Ken is organizing a first timers event where first timers can go to this presentation, which basically goes through what to expect, what to look out for, and all that. But for that, like, what would you recommend for a first timer going to World?
Take in every site that you can and every session that you want. If you get into a session and it's on your schedule, and 10 minutes into it's kind of boring, it's like, look to see what your backup session is, and then head to that one. And then always take a really big legal pad to write things down, or on a notes app on your phone, or if you're not old school like I am or whatever, because you're going to take a lot of notes, So definitely stuff like that, and then definitely make sure to go to the offsite events.
Yes.
A lot of people don't go. I mean, you're missing out. You're missing out. I mean, and then if you have the ability to go on Monday night, it's a CSWE event. It's a very small private event, but in terms of like the CAD community, I've said this multiple times in the over the years. If I was going to start a startup company and I was trying to find 20 SOLIDWORKS engineers or engineers that use SOLIDWORKS to join a company or to start up, they would come from right there those events. I mean you guys right there, you number 2 at least, or to get hired first, because
Hopefully.
yeah, they probably won't hire me.
Maybe not with the new immigration. Well, not immigration. The sponsorship laws or rules.
Yeah.
But you get so many opportunities. There's quite a few of the guys that I've seen traveling from like India and Egypt that have now got university and studying opportunities through all the connections that they've met in the world. I think. Well, what Jonny and I are trying to achieve this year, one thing we want to create is we want to speak to 2 or 3 first timers on Sunday and just be like, cool, what are you expecting for this event? How did you find out about it? Kind of get their impressions before the event starts, and then meet up with them again on Wednesday and be like, so how did it go?
Yeah.
Did it meet your expectations? Get that before and after conversation to share that story, and that's the perfect kind of thing you can show other first timers and be like, this is what you're going to expect.
It's also something that's really good to then send to your boss and say, hey, here's why I want to go, here's why I want the money, because everyone seems to be getting tighter and tighter with budgets.
I think the very first year I went, I cut a deal with my boss at the time. I was in the old shop back then.
It's not the first time I've heard it happening as well.
Yeah, and so I think I told him, I said, well, I probably lied a little bit, because I told him, look, I can go for free, or because I have something I can do. I didn't tell him that it was free. I said, but I can pay for the pass. They'll let you know that I was getting it for free anyways because of the user group, right? But when I came back, like all this productivity that I brought back with me to the other guys, it maybe an hour or a month later. Okay, you're definitely coming next year, and who else is going to go with us as well? Let's get 2 or 3 more people now, because the productivity just from that. I mean, I know some people it's very expensive, $1,000 for the conference, or if it's not, if it's the early pricing, stuff like that. I mean, it's the cheapest training you'll ever have in your entire life. Yeah, and literally once you get there on Sunday evening, you don't have to buy anything for food. I mean, food's covered, everything. Yeah, and you're going to eat way more food than you need.
You can get certified at World.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you're not only getting technical sessions.
Yeah.
You can get certifications. I mean, I know Jonny here has managed to convince his bosses to send someone else from their office as well to the event.
Yep, our CAD admin person's going this year, which is good. Saves me repeating myself back, and I've suggested a load of sessions on PDM and stuff that we've been having issues with. So I'm hoping that she can go and learn all the things and come back and implement solutions. So like you say, Mike, it was always me that was there, because I get my invite through champions and user groups and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the company said, what about sending her to pick up some of the stuff that you can't get to because you're busy with other things? So
yeah, there's some SOLIDWORKS customers that I've known for years and years, even before I was working at SOLIDWORKS as part of the user group network, from Southern California. I mean, I won't get too much what they are and stuff like that, but they would never talk about what they use our software to do. But I've literally gone there and seen what they do, and I've gone on tours with them, and they do some really cool stuff that you would never know that they actually make that, but but those guys, those users like here, I go have lunch with them when I'm, before COVID, I'd go there twice a year or so to have lunch with them. And, I'm not a sales guy, and I mean, the manager, the engineering team, the first time I met him, he read me the riot act in his office for probably close to an hour or so, and talking about drawings, stuff on drawings that did not work, and this and this, like he sucks with SOLIDWORKS and that, and then at the end of that meeting, we had lunch, and I said, listen, I can't fix all that for you, but if you give me the time and the chance to do it, I'll connect you with the right people that can, and give me a year though, and let's see what we can do. He says, deal, and the next year came back, and I went and had lunch with him like that, and we sat down and had lunch. He says, oh, by the way, I wanted to say thank you what you did. He says, yeah, a year ago when I met you, I was probably like a jerk, I go, but you connected us with the right people, and everything's working where we need it now on top of that. And he says, the cool thing is that at one point they were thinking about moving their software to somewhere else, to a competitor. And they said, so now in terms of everything that we see, you're the technology that we want. And so we're going to make that bigger and bigger for you guys. So I said, perfect, and I never asked them for anything other than just to give us a chance to see if we can work, And and so, it's, again, that's what it's about. It's the community, and those guys, some of them will actually be there in Houston, and I'll run into them and have a coffee with them, because they're good friends of mine in those ways, because it's good stories from the past.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I find that always amazing. Those kind of like, I always enjoy those moments where someone asks you a question, you're like, I don't know, but I know someone who will.
Yeah.
And helping them out with their problem with the right people. I remember in university, we'd have a problem with a CAD model. We'll never find out. And a friend of mine was telling me that, well, he works for this company now, and they have access to the reseller. And whenever there's a problem, they just phone them up, and they solve the problem. I was like, that is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just having problems troubleshoot over the phone is very easy. I mean, with a lot of the SOLIDWORKS communities, the WhatsApp groups, I've got friends with Maker's License that just drop a message on WhatsApp and being like, how can I fix this? And there's 3 or 4 people immediately jumping in there. It's like it's basically the forums. It's moved with the technologies that we use nowadays.
Yeah. Good way to put it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I feel like the 3D Experience platform and the cloud tools and all that is slowly starting to get there. Now that more people are getting there, SOLIDWORKS has had over 30 years worth of online information dumped on there.
It's a big mountain to climb for the platform when you compare forums and stuff. It'll get there eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's a slow adoption with some things, for sure, but when you're number one for so many years and decades in a row, it's good from time to time to reset a little bit and make it better,
Yeah.
And that's otherwise you have no one else what to do with it.
Yeah. Competition's healthy. I mean,
Definitely,
it breeds new ideas and new innovations.
Yeah. I mean, I was not a platform person, because I'm an old guy, right? With not much technology-wise in his brain, But I mean, I look into it and see what I can, and trying to learn more and more. But that's the only way you can learn things.
I find I'm sure there's many people out there in the chat, and those that using the platform every single day could do a lot more than myself, who logs in maybe once a week because my workflow doesn't involve the platform. Mm-hmm. So it depends on your role, what you're doing, whether you're accessing that platform more commonly.
It's the same with a lot of stuff, isn't it? It'd be like if you didn't use PDM, you wouldn't have a clue what it did or how it would do anything with it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just workflows, like you say.
We've got a conversation planned with Ken at 3D Experience. We'll talk about PDM.
Ken who?
Marin. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation.
They'll connect you with the right person, that's for sure.
I mean, I want him to start off and be like, "What is PDM?" to someone who doesn't use it. There we go.
It'd be a good chat. We've got 2 levels.
Marin.
There it is. Yeah.
I did all right.
Never met him, but I'm sure he's smart enough that he'll do anything you guys need to make it happen. Yeah, that's how my colleagues are.
We're going to start that one off, Mike, with basically Kirby has never used PDM. What is it? Versus I have used PDM. Why is this version the one I want to be using?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I won't pick my brain too much, but PDM product, the acronyms. Not even I can remember that now.
But product data management. I had to Google it, so.
Yeah, I mean that's and I mean that's my life. I understand that, which is fine with me, but it's.
I mean, we manage a lot of customers' data because they send us files. We just don't use SOLIDWORKS PDM. We don't call it PDM, but we have a data management system that we use.
Yeah, I mean, my life is what it is, I lost, quite a bit in terms of what was in my brain, I lost a lot of stuff, that are that's some will come back and huge parts of it will never, which I'm fine with. That's how life is, and you find a way to you find different ways to recuperate in different ways. And can I use, I remember I was going to, my goal this past year was to pass the CSWA exam this year. And so, I can definitely say that I wasn't able to, and I went through the steps I needed to, and I this or that to get to there. And I literally right here sat down. It was the week of Christmas, or before Christmas, of Thanksgiving. So I had 4 days to take that exam, right? And I thought, okay, this, I know those supposed to be days off, but for me, that okay, at least I can do something that I can do, And I tried, for about 2 hours and to get through as many steps as the exam I could. And I think I might have gone maybe 3 questions, I was able to answer, and probably 2 of those were I kind of guessed, but maybe 6 months before, I literally probably would have shut down and not been happy with anything, but when I walked away from that, I thought, you know what, I tried, and that's what it was worth, at least.
It has been amazing. Like this the annual Mike Puckett show. It's
a tradition now, Mike.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah,
it's. You've spoken a lot of stories. It's always been fascinating to also watch how you've also improved with yourself.
Yeah. And that's again, but that's I know I keep saying the main thing about community. I mean, community is a thing that makes everything happen. Even on the team and stuff like that. It's like I'm fine with how things are. It is what it is, because I have the support of the community that will always be around me in different ways. And if I, like I know, like on every night at the conference, it'll probably be 11 o'clock by the time I get back to the hotel room, and I'll be walking around and talking to everyone, because that's what the community is worth, and that's just one thing you can't get just from an AI or a computer. You can't, and that's why you have to come to the conference and go out and meet everyone and stuff like that. That's what makes it worth it.
100%. I mean, I feel like we could probably go for hours.
Yeah,
and I'm sure we'll be catching up again at World and
definitely
and seeing each other. But I feel like this is a fantastic place to wrap up here. What do you reckon, Jonny?
I think it might be time. We want to save some in-person chat, Mike.
Of course.
We will be seeing you very, very shortly.
I do have one very important question for you, Mike, and that is 3D Experience World 2026 happening this year?
Oh, yes, it is, yeah. It's and real quickly, a lot of people here in town think that they're really not building the Oakland A's stadium here in Vegas. That they're moving here. They're not. There's no way they're going to make the move from California here. Yes, we took the A's from California now, and now they're here in Vegas. So we got their team as well. And so, yes, the stadium is there. They're building it right now, yes.
I do not understand how you can buy and move a sports team.
It's taxes. It's all our friends that stay at the hotels at 15 cents per night that they use to build that stuff. So we don't pay even a cent to build that stuff, but we get to enjoy it for free in those ways, I guess.
Casey, it's also going to be amazing to see you as well at 3D Experience World. I think we're all looking forward to it. We're just shy of 2 weeks, and we'll be in the lovely city of Houston. I'm looking forward to the special event, going to the Space Center, CSWE event. I'm looking forward to finding out more about that, and just hanging out. Jonny and I are going to be very busy bees. We're still building our schedule, but it's slowly filling up.
We seem to get more prepared every year, Kirby, and I think that's because we're getting busier and busier every year.
100%.
I'm glad you've built a lunch break in, though, Kirby. Thanks for that.
Always. It depends if we'll get to the front of the food trucks or not.
Well, they're inside this year, I've heard, so that's a bonus.
Yeah.
And Mike, can we get your estimation of where 3D Experience World 2027 is going to be? I'm hoping for like Miami.
If I actually knew, I would not say, of course, because it was weird because I used to know that like a year before, but yeah, for the most part, most of the time I can't remember what day of the week it is sometimes, so if you're talking about a year and a half later or from now, who knows, it'll be, but actually it'll be somewhere in the continental US. How's that?
I mean, Europe will be so much easier for us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And if you ever run into Al Dean, please say hi to him. Al Dean, right? I would love to see that guy again. It's been some years, but if you run into him, let me say hi to him.
But that'll be fantastic. No, it's been absolutely awesome hanging out with you, Mike.
Of course, yeah.
Catching up, chatting about 3D printers.
Yeah.
I'm so happy with your adventure in 3D printing. You can see it's really invigorated some passion.
Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah.
It's been nice to watch, Mike, and keep sending us questions. We do not mind.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure.
We're here to help out. But let's do our little outro. Jonny, I'm not going to botch it this time. I promise.
You get there. You've moved your desk around. I'll let you off.
All right. If you want to follow me, I'm at KJ Designs 365.
at JH_product engineering for me.
Excellent. If you want to follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Instagram, we're at The Core Podcast on Contact. Facebook, The Core Podcast with the O's 0 on Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. We are The Core Podcast. There's lots of posting happening lately because we're ramping up for World. But
We
again,
are.
can't say thank you enough, Mike, for hanging out with us.
Yeah, thank you guys as well. Yeah. What
I
is
hope that
this
you
today?
enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah, it's Monday. Yeah,
did.
yeah, 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 definitely. Yeah.
Cool. We'll see you in 2 weeks. And thank you very much, everybody that's joined us. We'll see you all in the next one. Bye.
Bye.